Hello, everybody. Welcome to Fish with Bish. Uh, hello, everybody. Welcome to Fish with Bish. Looks like we're live. Must be 9 o'clock on a Friday. So, welcome along. Let's see if there's anybody out there. Um, I've just seen Steve, the Black Country Piker. He's over in Matt Hayes' live stream where I've just been, which is pretty good on Facebook. If you want to, I'm not saying go over there before, well, go over there before me, but then come and see me. So, don't know if there's anyone out there at the minute. Well, I'll just hang on a little while and see if there's. Excuse me, I'll just read the ingredients. Until someone arrives. Hey, Seamus is in the house. Hello, Seamus. How you doing, my friend? Nice to see you. It looks like it's just me and you at the minute, buddy. But yeah, I took a look at Athena's video. Absolutely brilliant, mate. She's a star in the making. And I put a few likes on there from the different channels. I'm all right, thank you, Seamus. I've just been saying I was over in on Facebook. Matt Hayes does a brilliant live on Facebook on a Friday, and it starts at 8 o'clock. As I say, I've just been over there. I've just seen the Black Country Pikers over there. Steve's over there. Gary, how you doing, my friend? Nice of you to come back, mate. Brilliant. As I say, I've just been watching old Matt Hayes over on Facebook on his live. He's just given me the biggest shout out ever. Matty follows me on Facebook, on Twitter, and he's subscribed to the channel now. And he's just given me a great shout out on his live. Whether people will come over, I don't know, but I'm fine, Gary. I hope we're finding you well. Obviously, no fishing this week. Got a few things to talk about though. So it was. It's. You can see Matt's live stream. As I say, it's on Facebook. You can see it in retrospect. It's on tomorrow. So see if you can get over there and listen to the shout out for me. It was amazing. It wasn't just oh hello Bish. It was oh there he is and all that kind of thing. It was brilliant. So I hope everybody's well, and I hope everyone you know is well as well. Let's just get that out of the way. That's always the elephant in the room when it's because of the virus. If you hear any tap dancing in the kitchen, it's the dog. So up, 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 up. Come on. Will he do it? Come on, Scoops. Up. No, he won't do it. But yeah, if you hear him tap dancing, that's the dog, that is. So no, I've spent all day dodging the rain, putting up some decking down by the garage. For it's another area that I can do some filming from. It's down by the garage, and it sort of comes slightly over the pool, over the pool. How posh am I? Over the pond, which is only about 5 foot by about 3 foot, which comes over the pond, but it makes it look really good. And while I was there, the amount of wildlife down by that pond is amazing, absolutely amazing. So loads of newts, frogs. I've actually got 3 fish in the pond. I thought there was only one because I caught one the other day, but there are 3 fish on the pond. So no, it was just no, I can't do it. But yeah, I mean, thanks for coming in, guys. Is anything interesting happening this week, or are you like me, sort of scratching around with what's it? I tell you what, I am doing now. I'm spending a lot of money on eBay. Oh my god, am I spending some money on eBay? Things like, actually, I've got something here. I bought these because I've never used these before, but I just thought I'd give them a go. They're I don't know how whether you can pick that up. Can you pick that up? Am I in the way? Is it best if I'm in the way? What it is a quick release for a waggler float. So you put this bit on your line and put your shot on there, and then you insert waggler insert. That's what it's called, waggler insert. So I'm buying loads of little things like this, things that I've never had before, and I'm going to give a try to. I've got so many things that I want to do on the uh, on the um, on the channel coming up, like different bits and bobs. So yeah, it's I don't know if you've seen any of the Star Wars stuff that I've done in the garden. But I've got a lot more of those coming up, the Star Wars and the Doctor Who things. So no, it's all right. The dog's falling asleep now. When he hears me on here, he thinks I'm talking to somebody, so he thinks he's got to be here. But no, yeah, the Star Wars in the garden stuff. Hashtag Star Wars in the garden. I've been doing that on Twitter for a short while, doing some stop motion and some like flybys and things like that. And I've got some other stuff coming up. So just for a bit of fun, really, just for something to do. And as I say, done the decking today. I got absolutely soaked. The decking's filthy and it's brand new. So I'm going to have to jet wash that off. Um, yeah, I need some more wood now though, because I've run out of wood because I've come further over than I thought I was going to. So yeah, it's we get particularly close. Now I'll sit back a bit. So it's been quite a week really. But it's Seamus says, "Oh, that sounds good, awesome." But it's like the conversation me and you had, Seamus, on the when you were live. Seamus does a live as well, Gary. I don't think you've got a set time at the minute, have you, Seamus, when you do yours? But it's it's like we were saying, Seamus. I need to keep busy. I need to keep busy, and if I'm not doing the fishing and the fishing videos, then I have to be doing something else. Otherwise, I find myself slipping into not depression or anything like that. That's just too strong a word. Like I find myself slipping into this lethargic thing where I don't want to do anything. So I try and keep myself going. So um, I dug out. I went into the shed, dug out loads of all my old gear. There was lots of, and I bet you everyone finds this. I bet you, Gary, you've got this as well, where you've got these old rods and you've only got two sections to it because the third section, normally the top section, the top's been broken off and things like that. So I've got loads of broken bits of rod, but I found five or six full rods. There's some weirdos in there. I say some strange stuff in there, some maverick type stuff. But there's also a couple of half decent rods in there as well. Got a lovely little spinning rod, a Shakespeare Firebird, which I've got a matching reel to as well. And it's only 8 foot, but I'm thinking, Seamus, for those little streams and those small rivers and whatever, that might be quite good to use underneath the trees and stuff like that as a lure. It is a spinning rod, so I found that one out and stuff. Wednesday at 4 p.m. I reckon. Hey, Paul's in the house. How you doing, Paul? Thanks for coming in. Nice to see you. To see you, nice. I ain't quite got the chin though. I've got the hat. I've washed my hat. Paul will be pleased to hear my silly hat. But no, we're looking at. I think we're probably looking at another 3 weeks of this rubbish. But fair play to the Angling Trust. They've dropped that the letter in, hoping that putting the thingy forward about fishing, because I think by definition when we fish, we unless you like you I don't know, unless you're sitting on your dad's lap, you're sort of self-isolating almost anyway, because you're always more than 2 meters away from someone else when you fish. Because pegs are probably, I don't know, what do you say, guys? Probably about 20 foot apart, probably even more than that, I would have said, some of them. But even the ones that are close together aren't going to be 2 meters, are they? What's 2 meters? 6 foot, 6 foot 6, is it? No. They're always more than a rod's length away from each other. Always. Cheers, guys. It's water. I'm not sponsored by. Forget that one. But yeah, as I say, Paul, I was just telling the guys I spent the day doing the decking today. I've got to be honest, and while I was doing it, I sat on the edge because I've done it so that you can't see my hands, can you? I've done it so that the decking goes slightly over the edge of the pond, just so it looks like a fishing spot. So, right, so Gary, remember the old Mitchell match reels? Bish found one today at the back of the tree. Quality reel. Do you know what? I think I've still got an old Mitchell Super something, and I used it through most of my childhood. Because if you're anything like me, Gary, it didn't come from money. So, like, if I got anything that was any good like that, I kept it for years and years and years. And if it didn't let me down, I didn't bother changing it. And I've got to be honest, you've inspired me now, Gary, to see if I can find it out. Oh, you seen the pic, Paul? Yeah. Uh, my sister pointed out that the dog looks like a mountain lion from the back, and he does. He's pretty big, to be honest. He looks like Scooby Doo, full face, but yeah. But yeah, I've got an old reel as well, an old Bakelite reel that I've been messing about with, and I keep thinking, oh, I'll try and sort it out. It's like a trotting reel type of thing, or a fly reel type of thing that needs looking at. I think I might take it apart and have a go. Yeah, Mitchell, they were cracking reels. I always remember they were really, really good. David, how you doing, my friend? Nice of you to come in. I'm all right, Dave. I hope you're well, and I hope the missus as well is well as well, because she's on the front line, ain't she? So let's hope she's yeah, touch balance to be activated. Yes, we're just talking, Dave. I was in the shed. I was doing a shed adventure, digging out the old rods and reels, and so. Funny enough, I've not come across any reels, but found loads of old rods. And if you like me, you'll find those old broken bits of rod. So you've got two sections, and it was always the top section that broke. And I'm thinking to myself, I might see if I can get a kit off eBay, and just see if I can fix a couple just purely for the what's it of it, the messing about of it. So yeah, but I'm all right, Dave. To be honest, and I hope yours and your family are all right as well. Yeah, touch balance. Oh yeah, Paul, I remember that. Yeah. I loved the old Mitchell stuff. They're not still going, are they? Were they bought out by someone, Mitchell? And were they English, Mitchell? I think they were, they? I know Shakespeare used to have a place in Redditch, but I don't know I don't know whether they actually produced in Redditch, or whether it was just like a transit centre or whatever. But yeah, God, I'm spending so much money. Anyway, hands up, or you can't do hands up. Um, Who's spending too much money on eBay? Oh, oh. What I'm doing though, I've got to be honest, is I'm searching out all the really cheap stuff that I keep thinking to myself, oh, I could do with some of that, I could do with them, and I never get round to getting them. Gary, I've never understood, or any of you guys there as well, I've never understood what are the benefits of a closed-faced reel. as opposed to an open face reel? Is it lack of do you not get as many tangles? I don't understand the do you know what I mean? I don't understand the concept of them, what they were for, because I've never had one, never used one, I've never actually handled one, so I've never had the chance to have a look. Your old man has a Felton cross one. The line goes on crisscrossed. Bloody hell. Mine does anyway, because I never put it on properly. I got sponsored by the way. Who did you get sponsored by, Seamus? Does that mean they're sending you some stuff and that? Ooh, better in the wind. See what you mean, Paul? Yeah, you don't get that fly off, that fly off bird's nest that I get, because I don't spend time putting the line on the reel and everything. But having said that, Dave Scobie's done a brilliant video. He's got this brilliant piece of kit, which is the winder. Was it on the? Do you put it on the drill, Dave? I can't remember. I can't remember. I remember seeing it and being inspired by it and think, bloody hell, that's good. Come on then, Seamus. Own up. What when you say sponsored, what do they do for you? Do they give you something? What's happening? Oh, let us know. Let us know. Let us know. Becky's bugs and grubs, and yeah, I'm getting sent all sorts of animals. Oh, brilliant! Absolutely brilliant. The spoolie. Oh yeah, because it's for taking the line off. Yeah, it's for taking the line off and it from the end of the year. So if you want to change your what's it? Yeah, that's it. You put it on a drill. I remember seeing it and thinking, bloody hell, that's a brilliant piece of kit, that is. And yeah, but I couldn't remember whether it was for putting on or taking. But obviously, it makes sense that it's taking it off. So yeah, those of you who have just come in, before I came on the live, I was on. I went over to Crucian. Andy's in the house. How you doing, Mr. Andy Crucian? And I was watching Matt Hayes' live on Facebook, which is on at 8 o'clock on a Friday. So don't all go over there. But yeah, you can watch him retrospect on a Saturday morning. I do that sometimes because obviously I'll come over to here. But yeah, give me a brilliant shout out. And not just I went hello to Fish with Bish. He went on for quite a while about the fact of where I live and all that kind of stuff. It was brilliant. I'm absolutely great, Andy. It's nice of you to come in and take the time, mate. I hope you're all well, and I hope your family's well. I'll have to keep saying that to everybody, but yeah, I've spent the day putting the decking on down the bottom of the garden for another little seating area and an area to do a bit of filming, and right by the pond. It's a cracking little area. It's a little sun trap in the morning. So from about 9 o'clock through till about 1:30, 2 o'clock, the sun's on it, and then it moves up to the top end of the garden where I've got another bit of a decking. But yeah, spent ages doing that today and dodging the rain. Got absolutely drenched a couple of times today. So put a few pictures up, but I'll put some more on Facebook, and I might even do a little bit of a video about it as well. But because it was raining and everything, I got it all muddy and everything. Aids in the house. I'd got your message about the telephone number. I'll give you a bell in the week, mate. I'm still itching to get out on the bank, and we'll have to do a meet up because I just if there's any open matches, I'm thinking I might do another open match just for a laugh. So yeah, and especially if I could sit next to you, that'd be good. It would be a right roasting, that would, wouldn't it? Every time you caught a fish, you'd just look over. Yeah. But no, I'm sort of strange this week. It just feels a bit different. As I say, we've had the Angling Trust have dropped that argument paper in, if you like, to say why can't we go fishing, and they've done quite a good job from what I've read of putting the case forward. Because as I said to everybody else, or anyone that will listen in the house, which is my wife and my two kids, but they're no interest at all. So I've been saving it for here. But fishing, you're self-isolating anyway. You're not even sat by anybody. Yeah, well, just yeah, right. As I say, the angling trust plan. I just think the only snag or point that I can see the negative point that they can put is the distance you go to fish and how are you going to pay. Do you know what I mean? That kind of thing. No, no, I sort of oh, hang on a minute. No, no. Closest I've got to you, mate, is up the Manchester way. But no, never fished up there. I'll have to widen my net a little bit. That'll have to be when we get two cars, because at the minute we've got one car. So it's just what it is what it. I'm able, Gary. I'm able to get out when we can get out once a week. But it has to be fairly local, to be honest. So it tends to be the same 4 or 5 fisheries that I go to. I try and vary it a little bit, but yeah. Oh, by the way, guys, there's a fresh fishing video, an actual proper, full-on fishing video in 2 parts coming out next week. There's going to be part 1 and part 2. Old Church Fishery from when I fished. Found all the footage for it. I think I've even caught a kingfisher on there as well, flying across in front. It's very, very quick. I might have to slow it down. It just looks like a blue flash, but yeah, actually got a proper video coming out this week. I've also found loads and loads of SD cards, so there might be some extra footage. But I'm going to try and do some proper or some more fishing stuff. I did obviously the cleaning of the box this week, which I really enjoyed. To be honest, it was pretty satisfying because there was something at the end of it, like a proper what's it? That's match at Moncor was observe social distancing, drop money in tub, and no contact with the owner. Well, there's your answer. There's your answer, Aid. So we've got the problem of the money. The only thing I can think of is the travelling to the venue that they'll say. So the only thing I can think that the way they can do it is by saying, because they don't want people travelling hundreds of miles, do they? That you have to go within a 15-mile radius, or do you know what I mean? That kind of thing. Well, what it is what it is, isn't it? So it's all right. I've got something stuck in my toe from the. It might even be a splinter from the decking. Oh, really parched on. Oh, what I've heard they're going to open the golf courses the weekend. So they've got to approve. Yeah, they have. You can't open golf courses and not open fishing. The Angling Trust plan said first stage only travel to local venues. And do you know what? I think most fishermen who fish our kind of fishing. I don't know how Dave is or or Seamus, you because yeah, Seamus would be all right. Well, that makes sense actually. I just said the Angling Trust plan said that the first stage is to travel to local venues and then no matches. So I've got to be honest, that makes perfect sense to me. Um, just to get out, let us just get out and start fishing. Do you know what I mean? For next weekend, I should have said, yeah. Well, whatever it is, Paul, whatever they're saying is all right for golf, has got to be all right for fishing because I don't like golf, but uh, it's exactly. Although you are together, you're not together. So if you're playing golf, you can keep the distance between you because you just stand back while the other one tees off. And the same with fishing. You just get to the venue and you just plonk yourself down on the venue. As long as you haven't got idiots coming up and standing right behind you, then you're all right. Don't worry about it, Aid. I don't, the amount of stuff that I do, mate, I'm upsetting people. Yeah. Anyway, guys, just to let you know, those who haven't heard, Matt Hayes gave me a massive shout out on his live tonight, which I was chuffed about. Does anyone see that moat thing there? If I was on the ghost hunting thing, I'd swear that was a ghost. But anyway, it's just a bit of fluff from the dog, probably. Right, we're all right then, guys. I think we started to have this conversation last week, but I had to cut it short because I didn't feel very well, which I apologise about. Where would you go first if you've got to pick a local venue to go to? Which one would you do? Which one would local to you? Obviously, would you go to? And what kind of fishing would you do? I think we had this sort of conversation last week where I thought it was quite an interesting one. So it's got to be local to you, and it's got to be what type of fishing would you do? Would you go carp? Would you go mixed bag? Uh, would you go? Oh, there's another question. Here's another question. What about getting bait? What about maggots and stuff like that? Because if they open the venues, would you? I suppose you could buy venue stuff, or would you buy? Are they opening the fishing tackle shops? Either River Asgard or Sea Fishing at Scarborough. Oh. Do you know what, Seamus? It'd have to be the River Asgard, and I'll tell you for why. Just so you could check the. Do you know what I mean? Just so you could personally check what's going on. Would have to be Springley, as it was a couple of miles from my house. Yeah, it'd be match practice. Yeah, because I don't know about you, Abe, but I've got all my rods out, and I'm just about to get all the poles out tomorrow or the day after, and I'm going to re-elasticate the poles and all that kind of stuff. But I always find it difficult that first time. Mind you, I think you fish all through the winter anyway, so it's not the same for you. But I'm pretty rusty when I come out. When I come out the winter, because I tend to use a rod and reel and try perch fishing and silvers and stuff like that. So I tend to use a waggler rod. So with my pole, I tend to be a little bit rusty and a little bit too keen. So what I like to do, I like to go to. There's a pool by me which we call the kids' pool. Me and Spartacus call, and it's just ram-packed with carp. It's just ridiculous amount of carp in there. So you're always going to catch. So my first time out with the pole, I like to go onto that one just so I can blow the cobwebs away, pick up my speed, pick up my technique. So I'm not sort of. You must know what I mean, you guys who use a pole when you go pole fishing. That or you're far too keen, you're far too eager to get in there and stuff. And little tench pond about 5 minutes. Oh, I love tench. Yeah, I love tench. Yeah, same as me. I miss catching tench. But I tell you where they have quite a few tench at Willow Marsh by us, up in I think it's classed as Bromsgrove, possibly, or it might not be. I don't know where it is. Anyway, Willow Marsh. There's in the middle pool, which is the Whispers pool. They've got some beautiful tench in there. There's lots of small ones, like I call them bars of soap. There's loads of small ones, but there's also some decent ones. Crucian and detention. Crucian's favourite by far. I wouldn't have guessed it was Crucian's. Andy, have you seen my video from Bell's Mill? Um, I don't like this. I don't like to say watch my videos, but there's a cracking one, Andy, where I was fishing at Bell's Mill, and I was fishing quite shallow, and I was getting these really bizarre bites on the shallow, and I was thinking they're not roach, because if they were roach, I'd be bringing them in. And then I thought, oh, what are they gonna be? Because it was corn and it was maggots, and I kept swapping them over one over the other, and then I got caught the first one. It was crucian up in the water, 2 foot down, and then after that, I got 10 crucians. Bang, bang, bang. I must have hit a shoal of them, all swimming just below the surface, and it was one of the best days fishing I've ever had. So just have a look at that one, mate. Bell's Mill. I think it's Bell's Mill Part 2. Just to see that with the crucians, and I do a picture at the end, a little video at the end where I've got some of them lined up because John lets me use a keep net because obviously I film and it's a what's it for the. I'll have a glass of that, please. Oh, for God's sake, it's all right. She's pouring some wine. I'll have some of that. Thank you. I don't care what glass I have. Put it in a pint glass for all I like. But yeah, it was a cracking crucian day. You saw that one, Aid. It was a brilliant, brilliant day. You don't know what you're going to get there as well, which is what I like. Not caught a tench over a pound in years. But the best tench, of course, and again, fair few years ago, I've been catching them for about £4 or £5 at Willow Marsh. But at Huntington, by me, there's the big pool there. It's got like a finger island in the middle of it, so it's like a kidney shape. And there's a finger island in the middle, and you used to be able to fish off that island. They used to have a bridge across there. But that's the bridge is gone now, so I don't want to. I don't want to. And it's all right. She's putting ice cubes in some wine. But and it was about £8 or £9. It was an absolute stonker, the biggest tench I've ever seen. I thought I don't know, fights as well. Once they get to a certain size, they really, really fight well. Seen that one yet? Have a look. Yeah, check that one out, Anne, because I think you'll like that because you'll like the crucians. They're all of about a pound, pound and a half. They are. Hey, Mike Tyson's in there. See you doing, Mike. Nice to see you, buddy. Thanks for coming in. Gary, Birtwood Farm Fisheries is 5 minutes away from where it's 5 pounds in the complex. Nice pound stuff with skimmers and roach. One shot in the pole on the pole. Hours of is that the one you choose first, Gaz? Is that where you go to the first time you get out? It being 5 minutes away, what would it be? About a mile and a bit, something like that. Well and safe, Mike. I'm too well and too safe, I'm afraid. Got me working, working, and I'm working in the garden as well. So, oh, look at this guy. Ooh, look at me. Oh, cheers. Lovely. I might be wrong. I'd saying there used to be a pool. Yeah. So there used to be a pool just out Shrewsbury. That had some really nice things. Where would I go? Hey, Steve's in the house. Oh, I see. Matt Hayes has finished, has he, Mr. Kayla? Yeah. Where would I go? We're just saying, Steve. Where would you go first of all if they lift the ban? They're saying that you've got to fish a local fishery or a locally. So where would you go? Do you think? Seamus is asking where would I go. I think I'd go, Seamus. I think I'd go for the same reason that I've just said to Aid and the others with the pole fishing. I think I'd probably go to Huntington purely because I know that there's that one pool, and I just want to get my eye in. I want to get my hand back in. I know where to fish, and I know a lot of the the places that I know I'm going to get decent fish out of. Just to get out, basically. Dudley Cut. The Dudley Cut. Oh yes, I forgot. Steve was in the Matt Hayes, and he gave me a cracking mention. Matt Hayes did. Whether that'll transfer into any bloody subscriptions, I don't know. Has anyone heard of Ducklow pools? I think it's called that as a tent only pool. I have actually, Mike. I think I fished. I have fished ducklow pools. Don't ask me where it is though, because when I used to fish the competitions, I weren't driving at the time, and I just used to cadge a lift. And because we were going early in the morning, I'd be asleep, so I have no idea where half the places were or what they were called. Fair enough, guys. That's brilliant. Oh, brilliant. Thanks, Aid. Thanks, mate. Yeah, it's what I'm looking for. I just want to like I'm changing it slightly. I was doing a daily show, or trying to do a daily show, but it wasn't going anywhere to be honest. So I'm just going to concentrate on trying to do the best videos I can, and I am gonna drop in some of the funny ones as well, the news ones and the Star Wars in the hashtag Star Wars in the garden. Got some brilliant ones of those coming up, guys. So easy. Can you just pass me that X-wing? It's by the books. By the books. By the record player. Yeah, I love tench. I love tench. No, perch are my favourite fish. Yeah, here's one, guys. What's your favourite? What's your favourite fish? Yeah, guys, I'm doing Star Wars in the garden. I don't know if anyone has seen any of the stuff that I've done, but there's lots of these kind of things coming in through my garden. Look at that! You might do. Yeah, I don't know where it is. I've heard of ducklow pools. I've seen someone. I've seen it on YouTube as well. And as I say, I'm sure I fished it, but it wasn't a tench pool. It was a match pool, and I seem to remember it having quite steep banks. I might be wrong, but that's what I remember. Currently getting bamboos on. Can't go on Pepsi Max. Also eating pork crunch. Watching you, nothing better. Ah, cheers, Steve. Thanks very much. You're already bamboozled on Matt Eyes. Rich is in yours. Rich is Aid's brother, and they do Marchson fishing, which if they were a double act, Rich would be the straight man. There's a brilliant video of I think it's Rich has caught this carp in a match, right? In a match, he's caught this carp, goes to put it in the net, and it jumps out the net. I've never seen anything like it before in my life. It jumps out of the keep net, which was quite funny. I didn't mean to laugh, but it was. Mike, is it that place we were talking about down by Earlswood? Is that the place you're on? Kevin Kelly's in the house. Thanks very much, Kev, for coming in. Brilliant stuff. We're just talking about Kevin. If the lockdown is eased a little bit for fishing, where's the first place you'd go? Which has got to be local. Apparently, this is what the rules are. And B, what would you go for? Would you go for a day's pleasure fishing, or would you go for a day's carp fishing? Because I'm thinking, I don't see for me as a pleasure angler, because basically that's what I am. Just a real mixed bag. Some slabs, some nice bream, some little silver bream, some skimmers, perch. I just love it all. I just want to get back out there, to be honest. Yeah, 5 miles and 15 meters apart. 15 meters apart, I think, is a bit excessive because if you can get to Asda and it's two trolleys, do you know what I mean? I think most fisheries, the pegs are fairly distant anyway. Yes, mate. I think you could do a cracking video there. Targeting crucian carp. it was somewhere we were talking about going. I was going to meet you and what's it there. So that's something else that I want to do as well. I want to meet up with a few people and do a bit of fishing because I just think it'd be funny. Dan jumped out on the out apparently on Clint Eastwood fishing. Yeah, that would have been good actually. I don't know if I remember rightly. I'd I'd beat your boy quite a bit that day, son. I think I remember, and also guys as well. There's the Margison fishing one. There's one where Richard sat down with a. They're doing like the draw, and Richie sat down with a big full English breakfast in front of him, and then I goes, "That's mine, that is," and Richie goes something like along the lines of, "Yeah, I didn't order one," but he was ready to eat it. Paul, I went to Zion was one of the last places. Paul saying go to Zion Farm. Um, Paul, it was one of the last places I went to, and I hardly had a sniff. I caught about 3 fish. It's not the Zion Farm it used to be, and I'm not sure because he's changed all the banks. So he's lowered all the banks and he's put rocks round the edge. There seems to be an awful lot of rocks round the bank, and I think it's to stop the carp undercutting. But what it's doing is it's stopping the fishing a little bit. I think. Richard, yeah. Gary's saying, anyone ever fished with peas? Or what's the guy on the next peg to me? I love when we absolutely smash the carp out of them. Most unusual, mate. You fish with Bish. Sorry, guys, when that come in. Um, Strangest bait has got to be. I think I've mentioned this a few times. Strangest bait I've ever fished with was Halloween sweets. So I used zombie brains, fangs, Dracula fangs, and zombie fingers, and I caught with all of them, mate. I caught with all of them. They were like jellies, like jelly sweets. But that was quite funny. I'd saying, anyone see the bag of crucians Rich had at Western Port? I did. That was cracking. That was absolutely top notch. You've got to have some bloody long arms to take a picture with your dogfish. Yeah. Well, I won't. I won't. I probably won't even. I won't be able to take Dad, to be honest. Steve, he'll have to stay in. Have a fish, please. Um, I seem to remember my granddad fishing with peas, but I don't remember what he caught. Yeah, you did win the match. I don't remember. Mark Cops and Ace. Oh, nice to see you, Mark. Thanks for dropping in, mate. If anyone doesn't know and you're looking for things to do in this bizarre time we find ourselves in, Mark does a brilliant live on Wednesdays. I find it difficult to get into Mark's. I'm only there occasionally because of the working and stuff like that. But no, he does a cracking live. Fisher Kid won a prize on your giveaway. Was that is that little Lewis, the little fisherman, or whatever he calls himself now? No, he's not on, mate. He's not in. Brilliant stuff. I'm well, Mark. I hope you're well as well. Cheers. Cheers, everybody. How pansy am I? Oh, yeah, but does anyone think the fishing restrictions will be lifted soon? I think they will, Mike. The conversation earlier was that there is talk of lifting them on golf pretty soon, and if you lift them on golf, then fishing's even more self-isolated because if you imagine you're static, and more so for a carp guy. So Mark's probably got a better handle on this than I would, and if Dave's still in, Dave Scobie's still in, then those guys who are in a bivvy on their own on a lake, how more self isolating is that? Do you know what I mean? That's the thing. Steve, Bish, hope you're all well. I am. I think maybe 4 weeks, Mark. Yeah, I think Black Country Piker, Jake. Thanks for the plug, mate. I meant Mike. Black Country Piker. So, who's been buying tackle? Fill the fishing gap, and what have you bought? Just been saying, Steve, that I've bought. I've got them here. I've got some Waggler inserts. I tell you what, I'm getting stuff on. I'm getting stuff on Wish, and I'm getting stuff on eBay, but it's all strangely from China. So I bought these um, Waggler inserts. So obviously they just sit on the line, and then you push your Waggler in, and then it's just a quick change thing. I probably won't be using those again till next winter now, to be fair. But I've bought myself. What else I've bought myself some rod bags. You know, the cloth bags to put your rods in, because I found all. Well, you saw, Steve, that I got the rod bags in sorry, found all them rods. Hardly any of them have got bags. So I bought some second-hand ones and some new ones and stuff. So get off. Mm. No, Paul, it's, I don't know, whatever the girls are drinking, to be honest. Whatever they're drinking, I just wanted one. So, personally, I can't fish, but my son's had about 200 pounds. That's what I was saying about it as well, Mike. If you imagine most fishing fishing spots are at least, what, 20 foot apart, I would say. Fishing to buy new bag moist destroyed old one. I get that all the time, Andy. What I've started doing is I've got anything like bait or anything like that. I've got boxes with snap-on lids, which I put them in. But I've had it with landing nets and keep nets, and now I hang them up on the wall. It's not the carp fishing as much fish. It's what goes with it. Shops for food, petrol station, tackle shop. Yeah, it does. It does, Mark. I mean, I get that, but you could be doing that anyway, couldn't you? Matrix silk, but can't get the green anywhere. Do you know what, Richard? You can't get that matrix green silk because I've got it. I bought 3 lots of it. Bought 3 lots of it because that's my favourite. It's isn't it? Is it is it 8 to 10 the green? Was it 10 to 12? I know it's something like that. I damn rich. Yeah, I love the Matrix Silk stuff. I was talking to name dropping. I was talking to, and I know you don't like him, Aid, that much, but I was talking to what's his name? Uh, Johnny Johnny Arthur. We were talking about the Matrix stuff. I had quite a good conversation with him, actually. Black Country Boy, Jig Floyd galore for me. I've seen some of those, mate. Didn't you put a video up recently with some of them on? Matrix. So yeah, saw the selection. Oh no, bought a feeder rod, but not keen to feed a fish and rather watch the floats sail under. Paul, you're a man after my own heart. I dug out my feeder rod and I was looking at my probably last year I feeder fished once and I don't do it enough. And again, name dropping. I was talking to Jamie Harrison, who's also a Matrix guy at the big show, and he does. That's all he does. He feeder fishes. He loves it. But I'm the same as you, mate. I know, like, you've got the twitch at the end of the rod, but I'd much rather watch that float go under and stuff like that. Robin Red Lucas and 2 bags of F1 sweets around that off Amazon. Was it expensive, Gary? I tend to stay away from Amazon, to be perfectly honest, because I find it quite expensive, and I think you can find it cheaper elsewhere. Cheers, guys. No way am I spitting it out. You're mad. Yeah, I thought it was 8 to 10, which is my favourite, to be honest. I do have I tell you how I set my pole, my top poles up, my top kits up. I have three 8 to 10s, normally green silk. Well, it is green silk now because I've changed. And then I have a 10 to 12, and then I have an 18 to 20. I always carry an 18 to 20 um, because of margin fishing, but that's not necessarily because of the lumps, because of the fish that you're going to potentially catch, but because of the snags. That's why I do that. So you guys come go fishing. I am, mate. I'm waiting for this to come down. I'm waiting to go and see Seamus. I've got a fishing session booked with Aidan Richard Margison. Um, I'm so looking forward to. Well, me and you we'd nearly organised it, and and then all this happened, and then you had obviously all your bad news and stuff, which was horrible. Uh, I don't need a bigger glass, mate. I have the bottle by the side of me. So, I tell you what, Rich. I tell you what, Rich, with the green silk, because I've got three. No, sod off. I'm keeping it myself. I've already got it in my pole. Sorry, Rich, but yeah, I've already put it in, mate. I've already put it in. And my kits that haven't got side pullers on, I've put all side pullers in them. So I've spent my time doing that. I haven't done a video on it. I should have, I know, but it's quite easy to put a side puller in. There's no point in sending it off anywhere, really. So, see, Aide's laughing. I bet you Rich isn't laughing now. I bet you Rich is fuming. He sat there fuming like he is when you're beating him, Aide, on a match, or his son's beating him. How's your kid, Rich? Is he all right? I hope he's all right. And is he with you, or does he live away from you? Where are we? I'd say a bit soft for some of the venues with fish. There's mostly red 10 to 12. Yeah, I always set up. I always set up a green. I always set up a red. I don't always set up my margin pole because I wait. He lives with his mum, so yeah, it's uh, it's a horrible time to be away from people though. So in that, it give you a chance to sort of meet up with. See, I wouldn't even risk Spartacus out the house to be honest. He's not left his house in since the lockdown started. I go over with shopping for him and stand at the end of the garden and we have a chat from there. Um, but no, I'm not, and I speak to him every day. We have a good chat every day, normally about fishing and what we're going to do. I've had an empty box off him, seat box that he's got, so that I can work out the best way to use our trolley that I've got, the fold-up trolley, which is pretty good. I'm doing a video about that fold-up trolley because I was so impressed with it. And some of you guys, you're not the youngest in the uh, in the pack. So the dog left the door open. I'm just going to shut the back door. I'm back. He's just gone to the door to see who shut it. Yeah, yeah. Up, up, up. No, he ain't gonna do it. I bet you don't believe I've got a dog. Let me see here anyway. Oh, hang on, I'm not going to do. Hi, Bose. Good boy. Where are you? Oh, I'm going to set this back up now. Get the best of me. Oh, there you go, guys. Right, let's have a look. very true. A lot of people have had a bad year. Fishing will definitely help repair some issues. It'll give people just that chance to get out. Seamus, I'm listening out, just checking on all the animals. Uh, just put on the pole. Yeah, in any way. Andy, yes, you do. If you've got a broken top kit, best thing to do, and everyone's got a broken top kit, or a broken piece of pole. What I do is I get the piece of broken top kit. I cut it down, so I cut it down to about that length, then cut a line so it's like an open sort of. So if you imagine it's like that with an open end, and then you just push your pole through, and then you push your pole through until you get it to where you want it to, and you use an aerosol glue, and that'll stick it into place, and then you follow the instructions. Normally with the kits, I use the Preston Puller kit, and or buy the kit initially, and that gives you the drill, the sort of burr thing that'll smooth the edges, and then the clip that you clip in. It really is simple. It really is simple, honestly. And then if after that, once you've got the drill and you've got the burr for making the hole the right size, you can just buy the little blue things, and they're like £2 for two, I think, something like that. So that's quite good. But yeah, Andy, you can do it yourself. It's quite straightforward. Maybe practice on a broken piece first, or um, yes, you do. I'd say there is some talk from some MPs that over 50s may have to isolate for a longer. Well, I'm only 23, so I'll be all right. Their side pullers just make out. I don't know the guys who are there who use side pullers. They just make life so much easier, especially with some of the lumps that you get, and that you need to let them go. And then once you get them in, because of the stretch and the weight of the fish, you need to strengthen up that elastic as you get them closer and closer in. That fishing helps on mental health. Steve, I think everyone in this chat will agree that yeah, it does help with your mental health. That time on the bank where, and I think it's because you physically and mentally can't do anything else. You're concentrating either on your float, the action of the lure, how you're fishing the lure, or how you're casting, where you're casting to, the actual mechanics of what you're doing, and the experience of being outside is. You can see I've thought about this a lot, and I totally agree. It is good for your mental health. I was thinking about doing a video about it as well, to be honest, because it does help me. It helps me an awful lot. Gangster. It's been Aziz under 50. I don't think they'll differentiate, to be honest, mate. You're all right, Des. I didn't know Des Ship was in the chat. Hello, Des. How you doing, mate? You're right. I mean, I think, as I was saying, the mechanics of doing it and the prep of doing it, that's what I miss as well. I don't know if anyone else is the same. It's the Mark. You'll probably agree. You'll probably agree with this because Mark's a great at his prep. If you've not seen some of Mark's prep videos, they are brilliant. Shows you how to do chickpeas and loads of other stuff as well. And like, I get totally lost in those. And that's another thing. It's videos on. I don't know where I'd be if I didn't see the videos on YouTube. I've not watched as many as I normally would, and I've got to catch up on a few. But I've got to be honest. The freedom of just watching. I watched oh, what's his name? Bill on Easy Fishing, and I spoke to Bill recently, and his his delivery is so slow and measured, and like when he's on the bank, it's just he just chats away and he gives you a bit of info and stuff like that, and I just really love that. I really love that. It just makes me feel so much better to watch people fish on that. Just like that. Mark the amount of times that you those surprising moments, and Seamus as Guardian Adventures is a real sort of nature loving guy, but it's those surprising moments that you just like the fish that you catch, which is slightly different, or that bit of nature that you see red in tooth and claw. We saw a gull come down and take a baby coot when we was at Willow Marsh. Me and Spartacus did, and it was, although it was horrible to watch, but that gull's got to survive as well as the coot's got to survive. So you've got to sort of give it, but oh, it was horrible to watch, and he didn't get it first time. He dropped it from a height, which wasn't good. I'd say in there as well. We could not agree more, Mark. That's what Andy's saying to Mark about the wildlife and stuff like that. And Gary's agreeing with Mark, and I think we all agree with Mark. Really, sometimes the fishing's just a bonus with all the wildlife. That's about Gary. You bang on, and Mark. Yeah, I can't. I love, like, when you hear like a buzzard off, and then you're trying to spot him, or you see I don't know. I saw a water vole, or it could have been a water rat, but I saw a water vole going across. Where they're flat to the top of the water rather than slinky, and he's going like a little motorboat across the thing, and that was amazing. I had a kingfisher land on the pole as well at Zion Farm, which was just that was mind blowing. And I think sometimes with the wildlife, I think some people don't realise what a privilege it is sometimes just to see those magic moments. And I suppose with Mark as well, or I don't know if anyone else does the carping stuff, but when you're there at dusk and you're there all night, and you're there at dawn as well. That's just amazing. That's got to be amazing. Where are we? Christian and he couldn't agree, Mark. I'd say even if I don't do well, match feel better after you. Bang on, lads, bang on. Just being out isn't it, Gary? There's nothing better than winding down after a stressful week. You're right. Love easy fishing too. What your granddad telling you. It is, isn't it? It is. I love the one, Steve, where he doesn't catch anything. That makes me laugh because I'm sat there for a whole video with my stupid watching video face, which is this. This is how I watch the videos. There's normally a bit of dribble just coming out the corner of my mouth as I go down that YouTube rabbit hole. That mink should have killed him. A big side tray, which I think I showed in the video the other day, and I got the maggots because I wasn't fishing. I tend to have whatever I'm fishing with. The majority, the carp fathers in the house. Going to fish, we can only fish. Only wish. Only stay to watch the fish. How you doing, the carp father? Nice of you to pop in. We're just talking about and we're talking to Mark as well about being out and just being out as well as the fishing, But I just do you mind going on a video stream, mate? It's out of Richie's bike box right next to it on one of the vids. I think I saw it. I think I saw it actually. And Rich had no idea as usual. He has no idea, and his float's going under. Oh, oh. The more I'm drinking of that, the worse it tastes. Yeah, but it's a complete new setup. Real tasty kit too. Not used them yet. Oh, we're talking about that as well. About buying stuff. eBay and Amazon and all the fishing places have probably done an absolutely roaring trade. Tell me the truth, right, Mr. Carp Father? Have you had it all set up in the garden? If you've got a garden, have you had everything set up as if you was going to fish? I bet you have. I bet you have. Andy, going to call it a night, folks. Stay sane and have a good weekend. You too, Andy. Watch that Bell's Mill, the second episode. That's good. That's good for the Crucians. Catching them up in the water, mate. It was amazing fishing. I couldn't believe it at the time. So yeah, good night, Andy. Sleep well, mate, and I'll see you next week, hopefully. Oh, is he? I think slowly. Is anyone else thinking as well that that the lockdown is slowly being chipped away at by firms are sort of getting people back to work and stuff, and that sort of, yeah. I've had my new horse and surgery. Oh no! I could not have that new kit and not have it and not have set it up. I couldn't have. I'd have to like set them up in the garden. No, he's still up. Oh, we'll have to stop talking about Rich now. We'll have to stop typing about Rich now. Right, Mark's calling tonight as well. Yeah, you take care, Mark, and I'll try and see you Wednesday. I'll try and come in on the live. You're still doing them, aren't you? Until we're out of this lockdown business. I hope. So I will try and come in. What torture you, so? Well, you go, yeah. You go. I'm doing it tomorrow. I'm doing it. Well, I'm not doing it tomorrow because I've left the garden a right mess after doing the decking. So I'm going to spend the morning tidying that up, and then I'm doing Marky's like live next Wednesday at 8 o'clock. If I'm right, am I right, Mark? Don't go yet. Please tell us. Is it 8 o'clock or is it 9? Yeah, please make a date because they have some good stuff on there. They're nice chat. No, I'm sure you'll get something. 8 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock, guys, next Wednesday for Mark's live stream, which is good. Carp Father, if you're not in it, I think I've seen you on Mark's, but if you ain't, you'll like Mark's. There's a lot of carpers in that one. So we are at a minute and not a minute, 1 hour 9, guys. So I think I might knock it on the head as well. But it's been brilliant having a chat, guys. What we'll do is see if we can get some have a think in the week. See if we can get a few things that we need to have a chat about, and hopefully we might have a bit more news about the new water. Do you know what? We were talking about where would you go to first after the lockdown. Would you try a new water or would you try they're saying you've got to go local. So what would be local to you? Catch you later. Really pleased when we catch you live. Thanks very much, Steve. It's been nice to see you, mate. And when this is all over, we will go out. We will go out. Yeah. Good night, guys. Thank you very very much. It's been a great live, and it's just really really nice to see everybody. Paul, I might wear my hat for you next week as a special. Going to McDonald's. Yeah, McDonald's are opening, aren't they? Only a few of them though for deliveries only. Anyway, we're going off topic. Right, guys, I am going to finish it now. Thank you very, very much for coming in. Nice to see you guys. Please come back next week. Bring some friends with you. Tell your friends. Tell your enemies. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And we'll see you real soon. Thank you very much. I'm going to press the end stream. And then there's that embarrassing minute where it says, are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. End it. Yes. And bye, guys.